I'm Gary, Big O Lakerider. I am here on the Kissimmee River in Okeechobee, Florida. I'm at my dad's place right now and just kind of hanging out, and thought I would give a short video and share with everyone a little bit about me, since I've already made a couple of videos right now, and although they aren't the best of quality, sound and picture wise, I am hopefully getting better at this. And so my objective is to eventually share with you some of my experiences with my family and in my travels here in the state of Florida, because ultimately there, and I would like to visit some of the state parks, get back on my bicycle, travel around with my grandsons and my granddaughter and the rest of the family, either fishing, going to soccer matches, or just up on areas or in areas riding my bicycle. And hopefully these will be of interest to some of you, many of you, maybe not. I'm currently 72 years old. I am the city administrator for Okeechobee, and I've been the administrator for about 5 years now. It'll be 5 years in June of 2026. Prior to that time, I had worked for 36 years with the South Florida Water Management District, and my background was in water and natural resources. And most of the work that I did, water quality wise, developing best management practices for agriculture, was on the upper Kissimmee or mid Kissimmee River and Lake Okeechobee Basin in the north end. However, I was always involved in all of the restoration efforts from Lake Kissimmee all the way down to the Everglades. I worked for the Water Management District for 36 years, and when I retired in 2014, the Florida Farm Bureau had approached me, and they were trying to fill a position for their South Florida area to cover the entire South Florida Water Management District for agriculture and be an advocate for agriculture. And so I applied for the job, and I was hired in roughly around the same time frame, November 2014. And during that time, I was also asked to put my name in the hat for the city council. There were a number of folks that had applied, and so I wasn't really sure what some of them, what their intentions were, so I decided to throw my hat in the ring, because I've lived in the city of Okeechobee for quite some time. Now I've lived here for, I guess, almost 49 years. My family was all raised here, so I thought, why not? And I was elected to the city council and served on the city council for 4 years, from 2014 to 2018, at which time I decided really to seriously run again. In 2021, the administrator for the city of Okeechobee had resigned, and the council had asked if I had any interest in putting my name in the hat. And so I thought, why not? I was doing a lot of traveling with the Farm Bureau. I had 18 counties. They extended from all the way from Indian River County all the way down to Homestead, over to Fort Myers, Lee, Collier counties, and north to Osceola County. And so I was spending a lot of time on the road, visiting with agricultural operations, going to local Farm Bureau meetings, and I enjoyed that tremendously. I got to meet a lot of very interesting people, a lot of people that cared about the environment in Florida, a lot of farmers that, in my mind, they were the first environmentalists. So it was a tough decision for me to make, but I decided to put my name again in the hat for the city administrator. And we had all kind of agreed, let's try a 3-month trial. And so almost 5 years later, here I am, still the administrator for the city. But I'm going to be 72 years old this year, next month. And I decided, it's time for me to retire, give it to, the opportunity for someone younger, maybe more energy to deal with all of the issues that's involved in managing and running a city. And I let the council know that, it's time for me to hang up my hat. So what I plan on doing is, as I mentioned, is working on some YouTube videos. I kind of enjoy this. I kind of enjoy sharing my experiences, some of the area of Okeechobee in Florida, and also I enjoy sharing some of the soccer matches and futsal matches that both of my grandsons are involved in, and as well as the fishing excursions that my youngest daughter and son-in-law and grandson are involved in the summertime. Almost every weekend they catch a lot of fish, and I think you will enjoy seeing some of their adventures as they go out of Fort Pierce and go get into the open water fishing. They do some in the intercoastal as well, and they catch snook, and of course they catch mangrove snapper and tarpon, and outside they catch a lot of red snapper, and inside again they catch a lot of redfish. So I think you will enjoy some of the videos that I hope to create with their fishing adventures. And they also like to take the boat out and go out into Lake Okeechobee. I have a small flats boat, an 18-foot red fisher, and my youngest grandson loves to go out there and fish for bass, and he's a pretty tough fisherman. He catches a lot of fish. He's very successful. He fishes hard for a 10-year-old. I think you will enjoy watching some of the videos that we'll share with you of him fishing. I have, as I noted, made a couple of early videos probably about a month ago. I've kind of struggled with Final Cut Pro, as you could probably tell if you've seen some of my videos. I've struggled a little bit trying to create a thumbnail, but I did eventually get some thumbnails on those 2 videos. I think I've got it to where I understand how to do that, but I'm still learning. I'm still watching a lot of tutorial videos on how to create thumbnails. I really spent a lot of time trying to figure out how to make a subscribe button. And you would think, and I know I've watched the videos, and I know they seem like they're pretty easy, but this older mind up here has struggled a bit with that. But I do have a little subscribe button down at the bottom, so if you like some of my videos, you can subscribe to those. I promise I will try to do better in the future. I hope to get better as I can spend more time with it. Right now, again, I'm still the city administrator, and it does take up an awful lot of my time. I spend evenings driving my grandson over to Palm City, because he plays for an academy over there, J. Petroff Academy, and so I go from work, and then I get off of work at 4:30, go pick him up, take off to Palm City at 5, so he can make soccer practice at 6, and then soccer practice is generally over at 7:30, and then I get home about 8:30, and repeat that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday if he goes every single day. Some days we have to miss, some days I have city council meetings, so his parents will have to take him if they can. Otherwise he misses practice. But for the most part, he makes most of them. So my schedule is pretty busy, and right now I'm trying to refine how I make these videos. I've also struggled a little bit with Final Cut Pro. I'm getting a bit better. I've kind of sifted through a number of tutorials and finding those folks that kind of present it to where I can understand it. I have kind of made little mistakes here and there, I will admit, and I've gotten a little frustrated with it, but I feel like I'm finally getting the hang of it. So hopefully, as I move along over these next several months, I'll get better and better at it. I'll watch a few more tutorials. I personally don't want to do tutorials because I've had a hard enough time understanding them myself. I would say, and everybody that I have watched have been very good at explaining, but all of us are different. All of us take in information differently, and so we all have to find those ones that say, okay, I understand exactly what they're saying. And I have found a couple like that have really helped me, and I'll share those with you in the future as we move along. But for right now, I wanted to share with everybody a little bit about me, what I plan on doing with my videos. I'm not a true Floridian. I was born in Niagara Falls, New York, but I moved here when I was 11 years old. I'm going to turn 72, so you guys do the math. That's how long I've been in Florida. When we first moved here, we moved to Titusville, and my dad was working for IBM on the Apollo space program, and when they kind of phased out, he was transferred to the Research Triangle Park in Durham, Raleigh area, Durham, Raleigh, Chapel Hill. My mom didn't really like it there too much, and she said, I want to get back to Florida. So my dad got transferred down to Boca Raton, which is where I went to high school. I graduated high school at Boca High in 1972, and went to junior college, and then went to the University of South Florida, where I got my associate science degree in biology. And then once I got my associate science, I transferred to the University of Florida, where I got my degree in forest resources and conservation, with a minor in fisheries biology. And my specialty in forest resources and conservation was more in the area of wildlife ecology. So that's kind of my background. When I graduated, I moved to Okeechobee in 1977, and I put my application in. The Water Management District was hiring, and I actually got hired in 1978 with the Water Management District in November. So that's how I got here. Stayed here. Met my wife Ann. Had two beautiful daughters, and they have blessed me with 4 grandchildren. And so the grands are keeping me busy, the family is keeping me busy, and now it's time for me to spend more time with them. So I hope you enjoy some of my videos. I hope you will continue watching some of my videos. I hope I create some content that you all like, and you wanna continue watching. And if there are things that you would like me to add into my video, or content that you would like to see down here in South Florida or Florida in general, please let me know, and I'll do my best to share those areas with you. Maybe even provide some history, show some fishing, soccer, walking, cycling, you name it. I hope to create it for you. So with all that said, I will say goodbye for this afternoon. Before I sign off, I wanted to give you a little bit of a shot of the Kissimmee River. This is actually the channelized portion that's downstream from the restoration part of the river. Hopefully, as time goes on, I will be able to share with you some of the area that has been restored. There's, as you can see, down looking downstream, there's the locks. And I will sign off for now.